somebody's got to pay for all the free stuff they're giving away. So let's not vote for the pander election, the pander administration. Let's vote for a real American that believes in making your own money, paying your own way. And listen, there's nothing wrong with helping people. But I got a twist to this. Heather and I were talking during the break about a friend of yours. We'll call her Jolly, unless you care about her.
Jolly is fine.
All right. That she posted this, the story I'm talking about.
Yes.
And it got fact checked?
It did. Yeah, she posted.
Come on. I don't like that. Talk to me.
Okay. So she posted that with our house increasing with the false inflation, because really, is your house really worth twice as much as you paid for it right now?
No.
Probably not. But we're all enjoying that like boost in our equity.
Right.
So having that value on your house and then having to pay taxes on that when it is a fluid market and it very well may come down means you're paying taxes for no reason. But like she posted a meme or something about that on Facebook, and then Facebook deemed it unreliable source of some sort.
Oh, really?
And put one of those little tags in front of it, like what you said earlier this week had happened to you.
Oh, yeah. I did a post about all the end of the world stuff, in the 1950 fuel was going to run out and this was going to happen and the tide and blah, blah, blah. And I just went through the list over the years of all the things that never happened that they all said were going to happen in so many years. And Facebook deemed that false information based on their fact checkers.
Yes.
But didn't Zuckerberg just write a letter saying he wasn't going to do this no more?
There is news about Zuckerberg censoring Facebook. This is MSN says Republicans were right. Zuckerberg admits Biden administration censored your Facebook feed.
Right. But yet 2 days ago, you know what?
Was it that he was going to stop? He was pressured by Biden. CNN says.
Maybe he hasn't had time to fire the fact checker department yet. He made the memo.
Oh.
They haven't got their memo yet.
Okay.
Maybe
they're like, ease up, guys.
Maybe Facebook's like radio. They fire you on Friday after your show.
Yeah.
So maybe the fact checkers don't know. Oh, it's Saturday. They should be fired. Who knows?
We'll do it on Monday.
Yeah, we'll have to check on Monday, see if they're fired. So they wrote we all know, everybody knows the letter. Everybody in the world's talking about, and I don't understand the why. I haven't figured out the angle for Zuckerberg yet. I've never cared for him as a human being.
Early on, he was kind of like the Elon Musk. Like he was one of those super, super smart people. He was an entrepreneur.
To stalk women in college and rate them on a sex score. Now, I'm a man and I love women, and I now only have sex with one woman. But for all the feminists, whatever it's called out there, I'll go into the woods with the bear instead of the man that actively use Facebook. Facebook was launched for one reason, to rate and meet and have sex with women in college. And then it turned into this. So continue.
But, okay. And he wasn't by himself. There was a group of them.
Yeah,
he just somehow took over. Regardless, we used to think of him as like the smart. He's brilliant. He's ingenuity. His mind is just incredible to have been able to create this and market it. And now everybody on all the continents uses it.
Yes.
And Elon is kind of the same way. He's like, he builds these new things and we're like, whoa, we need that in our life. Where's it been? I can't imagine life without it.
Right. I'm not denying that he's a brilliant and his mind works differently than the rest of our minds. I'm not disputing that. But I don't know him personally. So I'm only going off of, and yes, it's thunderstorming on top of the studio. Feel the rain.
So fun little side note.
Yeah, you give it to me.
Dustin Moskovitz. I went to school with his sister. He was one of the founders of Facebook.
Okay.
His sister and I were in 3rd grade together, and we're best friends. And they had a really nice house.
You're still best friends?
No.
Oh man.
No. And in fact, when I tried to contact her, I got blocked.
Really?
I probably seemed like some sort of Facebook stalker, but
yeah. Hey, remember me from 3rd grade? I was the girl with the pigtails.
She doesn't. Okay, so the family members. Well, okay. I don't think the family members actually have a Facebook. Like, that's part of the...
Yeah, does Zuckerberg have a Facebook? Like Elon
probably.
has his own Twitter deal.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. Wait, I don't know.
Let's see if we can be friends with him. Try to friend him on the Between the Ribs page. See if he'll accept us.
We'll just have him on next week. You know, no biggie.
I'll talk to him. I don't mind talking to him. I've always thought he was a slime ball, man. Just by
Like,
person.
it's cool. I don't mind talking to him.
I'll chat him up. I'll chat him up a little bit. I'll give him the ones and the twos. You know what'll happen during our interview? They'll fact check it and be like it wasn't a real interview. That never happened. Freaking Facebook. Hey, in some sad news, guys, and I said in the beginning of the show, be ready, get ready. All right. Meat shortages are already happening in grocery stores around South Florida, and things are only going to get worse. One of the largest trucking companies, Yellow Cab, or Yellow Corp, I'm sorry, I read that wrong. Let me pick my phone up a little bit. Yeah, it was Corp. I don't know why I saw Cab. My brain died on me. Yellow Corp just filed for bankruptcy, and a lot of times when a company files for bankruptcy, there's different chapters, and they kind of reorganize in one thing and another. But they filed for bankruptcy and laid off 30,000 employees.
Yikes. They're not coming out of that bankruptcy, are they?
No. So, but here's the deal. Here's what you're missing in case you missed it. Trucks run America. You know, you hear and you see all these posts since we're talking about Facebook. I never needed a basketball player. I never needed a musician, but I needed a doctor one day, and I needed a lawyer one time, and I need a farmer every day, and I need truck drivers, right? That's fun to pass around in your Facebook feed or your Twitter feed. But without trucks and truck drivers, my grandpa used to say, unass that seat, boy. So when you get on a tractor in the morning, the only way to make a day is to unass that seat. And that means don't get off of it. All right? You eat your sandwich on it. You do everything on it. Hang it off the side if you got to use the bathroom. Just being facetious there.
No, you're not.
Anyways, 30,000, and I don't have the complete breakdown of this story. I'm sure some of those people were office people, HR people, managers, shop, mechanic people. So I don't know exactly how many semis are no longer running. I couldn't find that number anywhere. But if 30,000 people got laid off, let's just say half of them were semi-drivers. That's 15,000 semis no longer hauling freight. So every contract that Yellow Corp had and everything they delivered is now being on a backlog that another company has to bid on and get that job and find drivers. My dad does logistics for a company, and I won't say who. He couldn't stay retired. They can't keep drivers. They can't keep them and enjoy the sounds of the rain. We built that into the studio on purpose. We have a rain window next to us.
It's one of those rain sticks. You know, you have to turn it, and then you have to turn it again.
Yeah. Be like that lady that calls in open remarks from the shower. But, yeah, we're not in the shower.
Nope. Sure are not.
Heather and I are not in the shower doing our radio show.
Jonathan.
We are standing next to a rain puddle. And we're going to see cows next.
Not in the rain.
No, we're going to have to let it pass. But, guys, the writing is on the wall. If you can't see it, you got to open your eyes. My task is to give you vision. The Bible says, without vision, my people will perish. Jonathan Morris says, the Morris Mafia, my people will perish. You don't have to believe in the Bible. I don't care. I want you to, but I don't care if you do or don't. It's not my eternity. It's your eternity. But the Morris Mafia, my people who listen to me will perish without vision. That is true just as much as it is in the Bible. So please open your eyes and see the things I'm trying to show you. There's meat shortages in the grocery stores. There's a 30,000 employee company that just laid off 30,000 Americans. There's an influx of illegals coming across our border, and they're giving them money. They're giving them debit cards. They're giving them cell phones. They're putting them up in hotels. And we can't keep Americans working. As this company is going out of business and an influx of illegals is coming across the border, John Deere is going across the border in the opposite direction. John Deere just laid off 3,000 or 4,000 or 5,000 people. I don't know what the total final number is. And they say they're doing it because they can't keep up with wages in America. And in order to continue to build tractors that people can afford to buy, they had to move to Mexico to start building stuff so they can afford labor costs and still sell tractors. Okay, love them, hate them. I feel very, very, very disrespected. Now, I used to have a lot of John Deere equipment before I went broke. And I will say this, like I've said before, if you have a John Deere dealership, ours was Everglade Farms Equipment, the Schlechter family and the people that run that are the best people on planet Earth, okay? Mr. J.O., you wouldn't find a better man than him and his sons, and they farm and they run the John Deeres, and they have several of them around Florida. It's not, and please don't take the anger out on the franchise John Deeres in your towns, because it's not them, it's corporate John Deere, the corporate factories, the corporate manufacturing, the corporate parts department, the ones that supply the homegrown grassroots dealerships. They are taking everything out to Mexico. They are the ones that laid off all the Americans they laid off to trade out for Mexican labor. We're living in scary times. So we're living in scary times, and you need to be prepared. All right? They say the dollar is not doing well. All right? I've looked at some gold, and I don't have any gold company to promote. I ain't that big yet. But I will tell you this.
I just wonder, when you end up needing that gold, what do you do? Do you just chip off a little piece and pay your bills?
Well, we gotta go back to scales and balances and make sure
I'm
people
not doing
have.
that.
Well, I'm not saying we're there yet, right? But they have a hard push, and later on, well, I guess next week, because it's Saturday. Next week, I'm actually going to do a story about automatic tax deductions when the federal government started. Instead of everybody paying their own taxes, they started automatically taking out of your check, and how the cash and valuables, if you will, form of payment went away with the birth of the paycheck, and how the paycheck is dying based on ACH and direct deposits. And if you ask me, it's all just walking that way. If you've ever herded animals, like you're out on a big 100-acre farm and you're trying to get them into a trailer to either take them to market or take it to slaughter or whatever, you don't just park a trailer out in the middle of the field and yell, "Hey, cows, get in the trailer." You run them off the big farm, big pasture, into a corral that may be a half acre big or maybe an acre and a half, depending on how big your farm is. And then from there, you sort them and you run them into a smaller pen, and then before that cow knows it, it's in a chute that it cannot turn around. It can only now go into the trailer, okay? That cow would have never got in the trailer out on a 100-acre pasture. It never would have gave up its 100 acres to get into a trailer. But once you take that cow and you condition it to go from bigger to smaller to smaller to smaller to now I have no option but to get into the trailer, that's what they're doing to us. They have taken farming 101 and they're like, we're going to start herding people. We're going to condition them. We're going to get them used to it. One of the things we do on our farm, especially with pigs, because pigs are crazy sometimes, if I'm going to run a load of pigs, I'll take the trailer and I'll park it out by the chute 3 or 4 days before I'm going to load them. I don't just.
So they don't freak out?
Yeah, so they don't freak out when they see the trailer and they see me walking over by it, because they watched me walk next to that trailer and for 4 or 5, 6 days in a row. So now when we're around the trailer, they're cool with the trailer.
Yeah.
That's what our government, that's what big corporations in line with our government is doing to us. They're conditioning us. They're playing the long game. And before too long, guys, you're only going to have one option: get in the trailer. How are we on time?
We need to go.
We're gone. Do we got one more segment? When we get back, 72% of an asteroid impact. What's NASA doing about it?
He's going the distance.